Hey, what's up, everybody? Pat here, great recovering alcoholic and addict, just like every day. Guys, Friday again. You know what that means? My home group, my A meeting. What a great meeting today. And in the second half of the video, we're going to talk about the reading we did today because I think it was pretty important. But we're going to start with the just for today NA meditation. Guys, first, please don't forget to subscribe. Leave the video a like, drop me a comment, and by all means, share it with somebody who might get something out of it. Other than that, let's do it. The reading's titled New Horizons. New Horizons. My life is well rounded and I'm becoming a more comfortable version of myself, not the neurotic, boring person that I thought I would be without drugs. Is there really life without drugs? Newcomers are sure that they are destined to lead a humdrum existence once they quit using. This fear is far from reality. Recovery opens the door for a new way of life for our members. The only the only thing we lose in recovery is our slavery to drugs. We gain a host of new friends, time to pursue hobbies, the ability to be stably employed, and even the capacity to pursue education if we so choose. We are able to start projects and see them through to completion. We can go to a dance and feel comfortable even if we have two left feet. That'd be me. We start to budget money to travel even if only to a tent in a local campsite. In recovery, we find out what interests us and we pursue new pastimes we dare to dream. Life is certainly different when we work a recovery program. Through the love we find in recovery, we begin to believe in ourselves. Equipped with this belief, we venture forth into the world to discover new horizons. Many times the world is a better place because somebody in recovery is already there. Then the affirmation is just for today. I can live a well rounded, comfortable life, a life I never dreamed possible. Recovery has opened new doors and equipped me to explore them. And guys, that's certainly something I am finding. And again, that is something I would occasionally think about when I was using, like, oh, how boring is life going to be without drugs? And, because at that point, drugs is all I knew. It had become a way of life for so long. And guys, what a complete crack of shit that was. I love life today, and that's the thing, I did not. At the end of my using, I didn't even have any of those sparses left. I was absolutely miserable. I was a shell of the person I am today. I had no hobbies, no interests. Literally, it's one of the things that freaked me out. I had just completely pissed away anything and everything that meant anything to me, including myself, including my health, my self-respect, my sense of self-worth, everything, guys. And because I've been incredibly fortunate to find the power of surrender, and that's literally it, guys. I have found the power of surrender. I surrendered my entire old life, and boy, am I glad that I did. Again, I'm nowhere near where I want to be, but I'm well on my way to it. At the early stages of my recovery, I love my life. I've been given the opportunity to take classes at Harvard University. I've been given the opportunity to build my business. Guys, I hit a new milestone today, and in my bank accounts, it's probably 5 times more than I've ever had in my life, and I'm just a few months in because I'm saving, I'm being responsible, I'm being given new opportunities to step up in all these different directions. Last night, I went to the House of Blues and watched a band play. Like, I'm able to get out and do things today, guys. I can do anything I want. Bought myself a new mattress this week. That's huge, guys. Like, I woke up sore and I'm like, you know what? I've been sleeping in this old nasty bed that I detoxed in, and I knew it was time for a mattress. What I didn't understand was the quality of sleep that I was missing out on. Guys, 3 days in my new bed, I feel like a new man. I woke up this morning and I'm like, wow, this is the best I've felt in ages. I continue to step up and find new ways to step out in my life. And again, I'm just scratching the surface. I need to venture out and look for more interest in hobbies and not just work related stuff. And I love running my channel, but I love the opportunities I have. I love the fact that I know I was actually having a conversation with somebody this morning, and they were talking about all the beautiful things that have happened in my life, and they asked me, what more do you think is what do you think is gonna come next? What more is gonna happen? And I don't pretend to know all these answers, but there's no question in my mind that more beautiful experiences are gonna continue to flood into my life because I continue to work my program. And again, I throw different specifics out there all the time, but it's just literally, guys, the totality of working a recovery program that encompasses every area of my life. I've taken accountability And that was, at this point, that's beautiful, because it's what that's done is it's given me power, guys. It's given me not to exercise power over anybody else, but it's been giving me the ability to take my power back over my own life, and that's the only life that I should be trying to exercise power over. I'm not here to impose my will on anybody, and I don't pretend that I have the answers for anybody else. I will happily, have a discussion with anybody who has any questions, needs guidance, and I will give you the examples that I have to the best of my ability. I will share with you whatever information I've learned, and whether or not you take it and apply it to your life, whether it even applies to yours, is completely up to you. Hopefully, you can find your path. But that's how we do it, guys. The wisdom I gain from every week, every meeting I go to, because just hearing other people share their experiences, and it's absolutely beautiful. Part of the reading that we did today at the meeting was seeking professional advice, and it got me thinking. I didn't get a chance to speak today, which is why I'm going to speak a little bit about it tonight. But one thing I never did was like garnered ask for help to or give any credence to the help that I could get from other people. I didn't go to my doctors. I had problems with my dentist because I'd show up there cracked out and then blame them for me not communicating with them, and them maybe coming down on me. But I can only imagine what I'd look like going in there now. I got to take accountability for that too. Anyway, I many times over the years I've been given the opportunity to speak with therapists because I've been through a lot of traumas in my life, but I never deemed it necessary. I always said, oh no, and that's the thing, guys. I'm intelligent enough that I can bullshit anybody. I don't do that today. In the beginning, I didn't know what I would gain from any of these people, but I understood that I needed help, and I needed to change my way of thinking, my way of living, my everything about my personality, my life. I needed information. I needed help. Because the one thing that had become abundantly clear is I had absolutely no idea how to live life as an adult, because I was doing every bit of it wrong, and I was failing absolutely miserably. Because I'd get up and go to work, and I thought that's all there was to be an adult, just go to work. Anything else shouldn't matter. And no, that's insane. So all I did was work and turn dollars for drug dealers, and then piss away my life, and rot my body from the inside out, poison myself, make myself feel like shit about who I was. I couldn't stand to look at myself in the mirror. And again, I'm no GQ stud, but I'm so much further along than I ever dreamed would be possible. And a big part of that is because I adopted the willingness to ask for help. That is the biggest thing, guys. And that's why I'm so willing to offer help to anybody else, because I've been shown the value in seeking both just peer help and professional help. Guys, I say this constantly in the videos. Get help, get professional help any way and every way you can. I'm incredibly fortunate to be here in Massachusetts and have Mass Health at my disposal, so I use that. I'm a member of my Riverside Recovery Group. I'm a member of the OBAT Clinic, which is the medically assisted treatment, plus all the other resources they have. I see my dentist. I'm doing that out of pocket because I had already screwed it up through Mass Health, but still they took great care of me because I went to the dental school. I work with my therapist. I work with my recovery coach, my recovery advisor. I'm active in my AA group. Guys, I do all these things that are outside of myself, and I gain the resources that are available to me because I continuously seek professional help. I now am looking into more professional help with growing my business. I seek professional help for growing my channel. I work with Google advertising executives, guys. Dermatologists, right? Like every area of my life, I'm taking class at Harvard University. I would have never deemed that in any way, shape, or form possible. It's amazing what is happening in my life because I finally understood that I didn't have all the answers, I didn't have all the information, and that I did need help. Now, part of the reading, it's funny, when we start talking about seeking professional help in recovery, we very quickly get onto the topic of medications. And that is a double-edged sword, which is the only reason I want to talk about that for a second, guys. That is something every individual person has to take as an individual plan. You can't necessarily, you can listen to advice from others, and I highly suggest that you do, but talk to professionals as to what medications. It's really a double-edged sword, and it's almost an even split. There are so many of us And again, I was never on any medications prescribed to me, but I was medicating myself every which way possible. I basically, my drug of choice was technically more, really. I was addicted to heroin and fentanyl and cocaine, and but again, I would take benzos, I would take Xanax, I would take Adderalls, I would take meth, like I would anything. I would medicate myself with anything available. So many people that did well, and that's the thing, guys. I wasn't prescribed anything because I was never stable enough to go to doctors and get things prescribed. Otherwise, I'm sure I would have. If it was available to me, I would have been taking it. So a lot of people come into recovery on shitloads of unnecessary medications, and they're very, very happy when they manage to get off of those. But then I also see the other edge of it, where some people who legitimately need medication sometimes feel like they have to justify the medications that they're taking, and that is absolutely not true, guys. If you are prescribed a medication that is helping you and you're not abusing it, and it's not a controlled substance, or even if it is controlled, but again, if you are taking it properly prescribed, you do deem it necessary, honestly, and an honest, I'm not talking, you don't got to admit it to me, you don't got to admit it to anybody else, but when you sit down at the end of the day, are you using it properly? Is it working for you properly? Are you taking it as prescribed? Are you being honest and going to your appointments and talking to your doctors? Because, guys, there's a lot of medications that are saving people's lives and evening people out. So, again, psych meds, if they're working for you and you need them, then by all means take them, and just don't abuse them, and don't feel as though you're doing something wrong and you should have to seek to be off them. Now, if you're given an opportunity where you no longer need them and you can be off them, then by all means, because it's just better for your body, and that's the only reason I say that. But don't feel, because, and it's beautiful. I love seeing, like, one of my good friends in the program was one of the first people to speak today, and she's thrilled with the fact that she's no longer on any medications, and she, like myself, had been diagnosed with ADHD and clinically depressed. And I've been diagnosed with all these things, but I've always refused the medications because I was just buying them on the street, and I'd rather get my. None of the medications that they prescribed were strong enough for me at that point. I wanted to go buy the street, the street version that was full strength, and that's the only reason I wasn't really taking them, if I'm going to be honest with you. And in that aspect, right, it's amazing, and I have so much respect for her for that. I love seeing that. But then on the other side of it, another strong member of the group was talking about how she had grown up clinically depressed and very unhappy and very unstable and couldn't keep hold of her emotions, and she's been on a antidepressant for decades, and it's saved her life. It's changed her life for the better. She's able to live a happy life and go with the ebbs and flows. And then she's now starting to wonder if after 20 years, is it no longer effective? Can she possibly come off it? And that's great. Good for her. But I don't want anybody out there to think that if you're being, I'm going to use Prozac as an example. Say you're being prescribed Prozac, and I'll give a prime example. My ex-wife struggled with the clinical depression, and it was so incredibly difficult to sit there and watch, even after she got sober, watch her battle where she'd have 3 good weeks, and then she would have 1 week where her depression was so bad it would ruin all the progress she had. And it was like watching her go through these cycles that were just torment for her. And she got on Prozac, and I watched that stabilized, and she was able to start moving and building forward. And that's amazing, and that's so necessary for so many people. So if that is your case and you need it, then by all means, guys, seek professional help and find out, though. Don't make those decisions for yourself. Don't be afraid to be honest and express your needs. And if you feel you're being overly medicated, because there's always two sides of the coin, and everybody's story is different. I see it in times when people coming in early recovery, their doctors will throw everything at them to help them get over a substance, which is fine temporarily. But if you're getting to the point where you're walking into meetings and you're sweating bullets and you're nodding out, come on, you're over medicated, and it's very difficult. But if you want to have a quality recovery and you want to start moving forward in your life, you've got to get a hold of these things. But again, I'm not going to tell you where you need to be. You need to find that out, and you find that out properly by seeking proper professional help. And if you have any question, go find another doctor. Seek a second opinion. Guys, there is so much beauty in the world. That's why I get on here every day and try and share these lessons with you guys, because I'm applying them to the best of my ability, not in any perfect manner. There's no such thing as perfection, guys. It's a farce, and it's just a way to get stuck and have an excuse not for moving forward because you couldn't do it perfectly. It's bullshit. But just be honest, guys. Express your needs, both whether being over medicated or whether being under medicated. Find the solutions that work for you, but don't try to put all your all your faith into any one thing, unless it's something, again, there's like, if you're diabetic and you need insulin, then of course take your medication as directed, as properly, and live the best life you can. But if you want to live the best life you can, you've got to do it properly, and you've got to seek professional advice. Like if I happen to get arrested for something I didn't do tomorrow, I have the resources. I'm hiring a lawyer immediately, and I'm going to go find the best damn lawyer in that field that's going to get me off of something that I didn't do, rather than in the past I didn't have those resources because I wasn't working a recovery program, and I just go get locked up and just accept that I'm doing the time and say, well, if I didn't do this one, I got away with 30 others I did, so it's just going to even out. I don't have to do that today, guys, because A, I'm not doing the crimes, and B, I have the resources through working a recovery program that I'm not gonna take it on my own shoulders. I'm gonna seek professional help and guidance in every area, whether it's medical, whether it's psychological, whether it's spiritual, whether it's financial, whether it's legal. There's so much help out there, and if we take what is available to us, you can cut so much wasted time, and you can apply so much energy to where it belongs, as opposed to fighting something you don't know what you're doing in. Not to call anybody out, but guys, we're not all professionals in every area of our life. And again, I openly admit I work with a therapist, a recovery coach, a recovery advisor, a team of doctors, a dermatologist, a team of dentists. Guys, I have psychological, like, not even just my therapist, but I see 4 different professionals from my Riverside Recovery Group. I work with a whole team of doctors at the OBAC clinic. I work with all dermatologists, the whole school of dentists over at BU Dental School. I seek professional help as much as is available to me, and then I take that and apply it to my life, and I'm thriving because of it. It is absolutely amazing what I've managed to do, mostly because I got out of my own way. The most important thing that I did was stop thinking that I had all the answers. Stop thinking that I wasn't worth anybody else's time. And I started asking for help, and then accepting the help that was given to me. And it has made such a difference in my world, guys. It is absolutely beautiful. But none of us can do this on our own. Seek professional help, and again, find your course. You pay attention to everybody around you. Look at anybody that has a similar story and look at the steps they've taken. But again, if you're in the position where you need a medication and you're looking at somebody that didn't need a medication and is proud that they're off of it, well, be proud for them, but continue to take the proper medications that you do need. And if you're on that other side of it, where you've bullshitted some psych doctor to give you all sorts of Adderall and Xanax and whatever other forms that are out there that you don't need, get off of those and start living a good life. You'll feel so much better about yourself. At the end of the day, you know what is right for you and what is not. Just do what's right. That's all. If it's needed, by all means, take it. If it's not needed, get it out of your system and start moving on from it. Guys, thank you so much. That is the lesson today. Always remember, God loves you. I love you. Happy Friday. To anybody from the AA group, love you all. So it was so nice to see everybody today. We'll see you on the next one. Thank you.